Hello and welcome to the Had an Idea podcast. He's Michael Mason.
He's Ben Coleman.
And we've got some ideas that we'd like to share with you.
And you know, Ben, ideas can come from anywhere.
Yeah, they really can.
Yeah. I often have ideas in the shower.
I find that hard to believe.
Find what hard to believe?
That you often have a shower.
Ah, you.
So we're recording this episode early September, and some people might think it's a bit too early to mention the C word. I mean Christmas.
I'm right here then.
But so Christmas. But I was in the shops earlier, and we went to Tesco, and they had Christmas stuff.
All the Christmas stuff.
Yeah.
Well, not all the Christmas stuff.
Which is ridiculous, I think. But it got me thinking, Mike, is there anything for you that marks the start of Christmas?
Well, Ben, you know me. You know how much I love the Christmas channel.
Oh, yes.
It's the movie channel. It used to be Sony Movies, and now I think it's just called Great Movies, which is ironic because I've never seen any good movies. I've never seen any average movies.
I've never seen any movies. Just static. I need to get my TV reaching.
Very good. But yeah, every year, early September, it always becomes the Christmas movie channel.
And I bet they have really good movies.
Oh my God, they have some of the worst movies you'll ever hope to see. And I genuinely do like the really bad. Some of them are just awful. Some of them are just painful to watch, but there's some that I do enjoy. Grandpa for Christmas is a great one.
Remind me what that one was about.
Oh, it was Ernie Borgnine plays this guy who's like he's a grandpa essentially. And he's estranged from his daughter and ergo granddaughter, but then the woman, the mother of the daughter. I'm making it sound confusing, aren't I? I'm confusing myself. The daughter is in an accident, so the granddaughter has to stay with the grandpa. She's never known, and through all their trials and tribulations, they discover the true meaning of Christmas. But the best thing about it is Ernie Borgnine, because no one else cares about the film. And so he's like turned it up to 11. And he's quite hammy in a lot of his films. Especially
Christmas ham.
Yeah, that's one way to describe him. But there's another one as well called Moonlight and Mistletoe. It's a very romantic film about a woman who...
A woman called Moonlight.
Yes, it's a man called Mistletoe, and they solve mysteries. No, she's like an executive or something in some big business in this big city, and she doesn't care about Christmas at all, despite growing up in like a Santa's village type thing. And then her dad, who I can't remember the guy's name, but he's like a well-known comedian actor, I think. He's not in England, he's not, but maybe in America. But anyway... He's in an accident, and so she has to go spend time with her father. And through the trials and tribulations, he discovers the true meaning of Christmas.
It's quite a repetitive formula.
There is, actually.
I know there's one we've both watched.
Yeah.
Santa's Summer House. God, it
is one of the
most... It doesn't look like a film. It looks like someone's filmed it, like a college person's filmed it on their phone.
Like, it looks like all like the behind-the-scenes footage that they put into a film.
I remember the sound quality was terrible. There's like this hissing and...
There is no sound quality, Ben. There's just no quality. Let me tell everyone about Santa's Summer House. First of all, it's not a Christmas film. There is a guy called Santa in it who is Santa Claus. He looks nothing like Santa Claus. He's like this. He's an old guy with like sort of blonde hair, no beard. He's not fat.
He looks more like Brian Wilson.
He does. He just looks like some guy in like a Hawaiian shirt. Mrs. Claus is like some redhead like rocker chick who just never let go of the 60s. And all the actors are made up of like B-movie.
Scary Halloween movies. B movies.
They were like B-movie action stars of the 90s, like stuff that I've just had an idea. Like stuff that wasn't even worthy of being released direct to video. And they all go on a summer vacation to this house, but they end up at Santa's summer house. And rather than go, well, we have paid to stay in like a 5-star hotel. They always go, well, let's just stay here. Santa's like, come on, you can sleep on the sofa. I haven't paid like $500 on a I suppose a 5-star hotel wouldn't cost $500.
No.
I think if you're paying $500 for a 5-star hotel, that's not a 5-star hotel. That's something fishy's going on
Unless
there.
that's just for like lunch there. Or...
Yeah, maybe, yeah. Maybe you pay per star, like £100 per star. You
tried to do that really quickly.
I did. I tried to drink water really quick so I can get back to what I was saying, but most of it just ended up on my face. But the best thing... So, the acting is terrible. Mm-hmm. The sound quality... There's no Foley artist. It's all the sounds are just recorded live. There's times where you can't hear people over footsteps. There's times where you can't hear people over the echo in the house. Like, they haven't dubbed it, they haven't cleaned up the audio. The footage is awful. It's like really like dirty, grainy. The acting, like I've said, is so bad I had to mention it twice. But the piece de resistance, the cherry on the shit cupcake, is, you're hearing me right here. You've seen this film. People who haven't seen it. There is the centerpiece of the film is a croquet scene where they play a game of croquet, and it lasts 10 minutes. I'm not exaggerating. It's a 10-minute croquet scene,
and it's not even like a dramatic. Like, there's no competition to it, and like
no, the only thing,
nothing happens. Like like the ball doesn't explode, or like one of them gets like whacked on the head or something. It's just literally a croquet match and a bit of laughing and talking.
It's really weird because, like Ben said, there is no story behind it. They just say, let's have a croquet match, and the losers get to do the washing up. That's all it is. There's no, it doesn't enhance the story. Nothing happens. It's filmed. It looks like, I said earlier, the film looks like behind the scenes footage put into a film. This just looks like behind the scenes footage. Everyone's sort of like joking and laughing, like they're not playing their characters. They're looking into the camera, and all of a sudden it turns to like a shoddy like handheld camera. So the footage just completely changes. And I think there's music over the entire film. Like, there's just music in the background all the time, just very quietly.
Yeah. So, if you're looking for a nice family fun Christmas film to watch over the Christmas, then don't watch Santa's Summer House. But please watch it anyway, because it's one of bad it's...
Yeah, it's so bad it's good. If you like bad films, then you'll love this. Yeah. If you like Mystery Science Theatre type stuff, then watch Santa's Summer House. And I mean, you listened to this podcast, so you got low standards anyway. Cheeky. But what about you, Ben? What's the harbinger of Christmas for you? Well, it's usually, because your birthday's mid-October, so it's usually after then that I start planning Christmas presents. Cause that's the main thing I love about Christmas is planning other people's Christmas presents and going Christmas shopping. So that's, for me, the day after your birthday is when Christmas starts. As soon as you get you roll out the big sheet of paper, Plan B written on it. Getting my Christmas presents for rappers. Plan B, Eminem. You've got like a drawing of your house where you're going to put all the traps. Home Alone. Yeah. I would say when Home Alone starts, but that's on all year round. That was on the other week, actually. Home Alone 2. I do like Home Alone, but it's one of those, it would be nice to watch it at Christmas, but because you see it all through the year anyway. It doesn't feel Christmassy, does it, when you watch it at Christmas? No. It just feels like you're watching a film. Yeah. But anyway, that's enough talk about Christmas, because, like I said, it is mid-September. We've still got, October and November to go yet. Yes. So we'll be having a Halloween special. Ooh! Which I've just announced. Yeah, I didn't even know about it. Yeah, we'll see if there's a podcast going out around Halloween. Spooky ideas. Oh, that's a good idea, actually. Yeah. You've got ideas already, look at that. Yes, so that's this podcast over-delivers. So that's a brilliant segue into our ideas. Let's do it. So, I shall go first with my idea. Please do. I'm all ears. Oh. Should see the doctor, really. I think I've got too many ears. What do you reckon? Anyway, so
lately in the news, there's been a lot of talk about the rising cost of living. And with that, people are, watching what they spend on, heating and food and stuff like that. So my idea is for an app called Best Before app. Or just Best Before or Use By or something like that anyway.
Yeah.
And the concept is that when you bring your shopping home and you're putting it in the fridge, you get your phone out, get the app up, and you take a photo of the item, and then on the next screen you scan the Best Before date on it, and there'll be like technology and software to sort of, so it picks it up and, unscrambles it and puts it into the app.
Yeah.
And then when you put the stuff away, and then so it stores all your fridge inventory on there and all the use by dates on there. And then, say, like 2 days before it's got to be used up, you get a notification saying this salad's got to be eaten by next 2 days.
Yeah.
And you could set it on the app like when you want the notifications, like a week before or day before. And then once the date's expired, it sort of wipes it off the app.
I like that.
And then if you eat it in the time, then you can manually swipe it off, like get rid of it off the app. So it's basically like an inventory and reminds you. So that way, when you like looking for dinner and you're not sure what to have, you can have a look at the app.
Yeah, see what
needs using up first. And then hopefully that way there'll be less waste.
That's good. I like the idea you just mentioned of like looking at what can you be used up first. Yeah,
it'll show it in date order, wouldn't it?
Say that, what can we have? So, well, you know what, we got to use this by Wednesday, so let's have that, I like that. The only thing I have is, would it be like too much hassle to scan everything onto your phone?
Well, yeah, it's a little bit of extra effort, but, if you're into, like, saving money and
I think people
like
would go for it, but I was thinking, could that be something like Asda does? Or like, if you're ordering your food online, could they have that as an inventory and have all the dates and everything there?
I think that's extra work for them, there isn't it? And if you're buying it in the shop, you wouldn't have that.
True, yeah.
I did think it would be cool if you could get the technology built into your fridge. So there's like a scanner, so you just scan it.
You know what, you probably could. You get these like Wi-Fi fridges, don't you? Smart fridges, I think they're called.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure there's a joke there about smart fridges.
When you say
I'm
Wi-Fi,
too dumb to...
Wi-Fi fridge, I thought you were going to say Wi-Fi fridge. Fridge for your wife.
A wifey fridge. She can keep all her makeup in there, her shoes, her handbags. I don't know what wives have. What they put in fridges.
And she's cold inside.
There you go. I was thinking as well, when you're talking about, when you're looking for something to eat, what if it could recommend recipes based on what you have?
That would be good.
So, this guy's got salad and he's got noodles and he's got sweet and sour sauce. It's a bit obvious, but for less obvious things, you could use it. Yeah.
That'd be good. Or like a stew with like vegetables.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
I don't know how you'd scan, because fruit and veg, they don't have a label, do they? But...
No, that's true. I'm sure they must keep note of when it's picked and where it's picked and everything. So.
I think that you could just use your judgment, really. But
yeah, I think if it's all
if it's brown and
mushy, probably best not to be holding up to your phone. Is this all right to eat? No,
it's crumbling in my hand.
I'm sure I've told you about the time I was eating an apple. And I suddenly realised, this is disgusting. I looked at it, and inside it was black.
Oh.
It looked perfectly fine on the outside, but on the
making
inside...
me sick.
Oh, mate, I was the one eating it. I was just in disgust, looking at it with my mouth open, like bits of rotten apple falling out of my open mouth, looking at this disgusting rotted apple.
I remember I went...
Sorry if anyone's eating an apple whilst listening to this podcast.
Well, my mum went to Cafe Patisserie Valerie, what is it?
Yeah.
And she had a cake and there's a worm in it.
Oh,
and,
God.
That made her sick and stuck it back. I've got quite a strong stomach, but one thing that makes me instantly sick just seeing it is when the milk goes off and it's all lumpy.
Oh, yeah.
Just seeing that makes me physically sick.
We used to have... once when I first got diagnosed with diabetes, my mum said we're having skimmed milk on everything.
Not literally everything, whatever. Shepherd's pie and milk and
but
an apple with some milk.
And he's eating a bag of Christmas cookies and pours it into the bag. Thanks. That's me throwing it on the floor with it. No, like instead of, whole milk on cereal, I had to have skimmed milk.
Yeah.
And I couldn't have sugar. I couldn't have regular sugar. We had this like Splenda.
Skimmed sugar.
Kinda. Like, it was Splenda, which is actually kind of worse for you because there's aspartame in it, and that's really bad. But
aspartame.
Yeah. Eating my cereal, a little Sparta. This is Sparta. What the? Bashing it with my spoon. So I had this Splenda, which sort of would clump together in the milk.
Yeah.
And one day, I had some cereal, and I was eating it and thinking, I haven't put Splenda in this.
Oh.
And I suddenly, because we just come off holiday, and so the milk had started to go off, and it was only little bits. It wasn't fully, But yeah, I quickly realised I was just drinking spoiled milk.
Have you ever accidentally poured apple juice instead of milk on you?
I haven't.
I've done that before. You just go into the fridge, pick a carton up and assume it's milk. Just pour it on.
You ignore the big apples, pictures of apples on the front of it.
They all look kind of similar, like the Asda own brand. It's all like white carton.
Surely they have, like...
We have it in the morning when you just open it.
Ah, fair enough.
The worst example I've ever done of that is when I went to put my toothpaste and it was a tube of Savlon. That was horrible.
When did you realise it wasn't toothpaste?
Well, once I started brushing...
It wasn't like you immediately looked at it.
Horrible. It was like, I imagine eating polyfillers, right? Just... Oh.
Oh, that's brilliant.
Have you ever mistaken one thing for another?
I can't remember. I've always put stuff in the cupboard when I should have put it in the fridge. The other day I did try to put a small lid on a glass of water. I said, what am I doing this for? This goes on the bottom. It's too small for the glass. Look at it. Just walk away shaking my head. What is wrong with me? Oh,
we've all done it.
But anyway, your idea, you should probably get back to.
The use by app.
I like it.
I don't know how or if we'd monetise it. That's the big question usually.
Usually ads, isn't it?
Yeah.
On these apps.
I suppose, could you have some sort of sponsorship from supermarkets or something?
Possibly. I don't think at first you would. Yeah. I think go with the ads at first, but then
you could sell advertising to supermarkets.
Yeah.
Then you've got their target customers.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That's a good idea. I like the app.
Thank you.
I think it's a good idea.
Yeah.
I would definitely use it, not for everything. Things like bleach, you wouldn't need to.
Well, no. Says bleach.
Is it still safe to eat this bleach?
I think if you're eating that, you're probably not too precious about.
Good point. Putting bleach in a cup. Clean me insides out. Get rid of the COVID.
Nice reference.
Thank you. But no, I like that.
Thank you.
I'd be up for that.
So, what's your idea, mate?
Well, I can't remember where I was. But I saw a sign that said, eat like a king. It wasn't Burger King.
I was just going to say, is it Burger King?
It wasn't. It was like one of these...
Weren't their old advertising, eat like a king, not a clown?
Yeah. Yeah, it was some restaurant. And one of these little, dodgy looking ones. 2 stars on the front of it.
Between the letters F and K.
Preceded by off. It's very friendly in there. Because I thought, how about a drag queen themed restaurant? Eat like a queen.
I like it.
That's all I've got. It's the tagline.
So would it have themed dish names?
I suppose so, yeah.
Well, aren't all the drag queens, they've got punny names, haven't
they?
So that's already...
If you want a cup of tea, you can have the tea, which is drag slang.
Is it?
Yeah.
For what?
For the truth.
Ah.
Ben, what's the tea?
It's Earl Grey.
What's the tea, auntie? You know, the staff would all be in drag. Yeah.
That'd do well, because that's quite popular now, isn't it?
Yeah, you know, you got
RuPaul's.
drag races come to the UK.
Mm.
You know, it's not as good as the American one, I'm just saying, but, you know, that's you know, it's on television now. I think it's on BBC, isn't it? So it's like a mainstream thing.
Would you get a discount if you came in drunk?
Yes.
Oh.
Yes, you would. I like it.
That's a good excuse, like.
As if you need one, Ben.
Just say to your wife, like, I've been invited to this restaurant, so I've got to go in drag. Or if she catches you, like,
I'll just go into the restaurant. Oh, let's go then.
With the women dress in drag as well.
They could dress as men, yeah. You do get drag kings as well, which is women dressed as men. I don't know if they.
That doesn't seem as popular. No.
Well, I was just thinking, I'm not, you know, big into the drag scene as some people think I am. But I've never, you know, like drag queens are always like, it's more like garish and over the top, and you know, you're not dressed like a genuine woman. You're like this big makeup and everything. So I don't know what a man one, what the male version of that would be.
Big like muscle suit. And
yeah, actually.
Big beard.
Big beard. Yeah.
Yeah. So what sort of food would it be? Just
I don't even know. I don't know. Maybe just just like a genuine like grill type thing. You can have burgers, hot dogs, pizza, you know, pasta.
Yeah, just so like
Frankie and Benny's.
Yeah,
kind of. It's a general mix of like American style.
Would they have like shows on as well?
Yes. See, this is why I brought this idea onto this show.
It's like every like evening they have a show.
Yeah. You can have like a stage there, and it can be, you know, like a review show. I don't mean like, well, I gave this book 4 stars.
I don't think our makeup was particularly garish. It's far too sensible. No, that's my wife.
I should try bloody harder. Who are you? What are you doing here?
I'm a health critic.
You're too fat, you. I'm just a health critic. But yeah, you got shows you can have throughout the week. You know, themed nights.
Yeah.
You know, all sorts of stuff.
I like it. It sounds fun.
It seems like a fun. I know all I had coming in was a tagline.
Now you got a full business.
Now I want to eat there. Yeah.
Would you go in drag if you?
Depends. Can I just put on a dress and? That should count, surely.
At what point does it become drag? Like,
we should get RuPaul on the show.
Between like cross-dressing and then drag.
Good point. We'll have to. If anyone out there listening knows their drag,
I suppose if it's like, if you could pass for a woman, then it's cross-dressing. If it's,
I've seen some men who wouldn't pass as women, who are still, you know, going around in dresses and high heels and things.
I suppose maybe it's like however far away you are from your normal image.
I don't know. Maybe drag is like a character-based thing.
Yeah, that's true.
Because we're all talking about, you know, like drag how you see it today on television, whereas, you know, we're not looking at Lily Savage or.
No, I often used to look at Lily Savage
until you found out it was Paul O'Grady in a wig. Oh god!
Even then, I was like, no, I wasn't.
Yeah, he likes dogs, and you know, you got Dame Edna.
He's a bit of a bitch himself.
And Sissy and Ada, things like that.
Yeah.
You know, would that be considered drag?
Yeah. Yeah.
We don't actually know, but I like that you're confident enough to say yeah. I think if anyone out there is listening, they can message in.
Is there anybody out there? So I think I'd probably go into, if we was doing it like a team thing at work.
Yeah.
I'd probably go into. I wouldn't go on my own in drag. Everybody's going.
Turn up with your handbag.
Yeah, like a stag do or something.
Yeah, that would be pretty fun, actually.
Yeah, I probably would.
Mm.
What would your drag name be?
Oh, God. Ooh, a punny name. What about Bella de Ball?
That would be cool. In a big, like, gown.
Yeah. Like a big ball gown. What about you?
I've got some punny names. Superman. I'm not going like a superhero.
I like how you pronounce Perman.
Superman.
Yeah.
Superman.
Superman. That's good. That's a good one.
I'd go dressed as, like... Have you seen Power Girl? It's got, like, the
Can't say I have, no.
open chest with the big knockers. I'll show you.
I didn't realise it was the 1960s. Let's have a look. Oh, yeah, I've seen her. That is not a...
Yeah.
That is not practical.
Yeah. So
I can imagine you with big knockers, though.
Yeah, so we got two quite forward-thinking ideas there, I think.
I'd hope so. I'd like to hear what people listening think.
Mm.
Would you eat at the drag-themed restaurant? What would you call a drag-themed restaurant? Life's a drag? Tea time.
That's good. Go back to that one. Tea time.
Yeah.
And that's their special dish, the tea.
The tea. I suppose it'd just be cups of tea. Really. Turning into a drag cafe, man.
That's a spin-off. Hosted by Joe Brand.
I think Joe Brand's actual woman. She's not a man in drag, Ben.
Oh, no, but she does the spin-off.
Oh, she does, doesn't she? Yeah. Oh, sorry, Joe. If you're listening.
She's a lovely-looking man.
Man, you're not...
No, I quite like Joe Brand.
I like Joe Brand. She's not going to like us, though. She is this. Right. Well, those are our ideas. Sorry, my mouth stopped working for a moment there. Mid-vowel.
So those are our ideas.
Yep.
And let's move on to our big ideas.
Let's do it.
So, Mike, what's your idea for your character?
Yes, well, my big idea this week is a character called Mr. Helpful. And
by Roger Hargreaves.
Please don't tell me that's already. Damn it. Ben's just quickly looking at Mr. Helpful. Little Miss Helpful.
Little Miss. We've just looked it up and it's Little Miss Helpful, so you're on for...
I'm alright.
We can't get our R's out.
We can't, no. We've got that Scooby-Doo thing going on.
We can't get our R's out, but we're talking out of him instead. So it was Little Miss Helpful, so you're alright.
I'm alright with Little Miss Helpful. Or Little Miss Helpful if you speak proper English. Like what I do. So he's a guy who just can't stop helping people. And this is kind of based on a time, like, someone asked my mum for directions. She was asking, like, where M&S was. And mum gave her, like, 3 different routes to take. So if you go down that way and then take a right, it's right there. But you can also go behind you. Go down there, take a left, and another left. So, Mum, you've already told her where to go. But that's essentially what Mr. Helpful is. So, say, Ben... You come up to me and you ask for directions, and I say, I give you the directions, you go down there, take a right, then head on, take a left at the roundabout. But then he doesn't stop there, he gives bus routes, and so I've got a timetable here if you want it, and hands him a timetable. If you want train times as well, I've got train time. You can get the 4:15, that will cost you $5.50 though.
So it's like an irritating level of...
Yeah, and it doesn't stop there. So, I'll tell you what, I've got a phone on me. Would you like me to call you a taxi? I'll call you a taxi. Don't worry, I'll pay for it. Tell you what, I can't drive, but I can learn to drive, and I'll take you there myself if you like. Tell you what, how about I just carry you?
I like that, and then he'd, like, go with them.
Yeah, he's all right. Then he jumps on his back and he takes them.
And when he gets there, I'll wait here in case you need to go there.
Yeah. And and that's sort of the character. He's just incredibly helpful to the point where it's not helpful at all.
I like it.
Excuse me, have you got any toilet paper in the store? Oh, no, but I can go buy you some. Tell you, there's a factory not far from here. I know someone who works there.
Well, I just... But, instead of toilet paper, he said, "Oh no, but I've got this you can use." Like, takes off his
shirt.
So like cuts it up into strips. Go beyond.
Yeah, essentially, yeah. And that's Mr. Helpful.
Oh, my pen's run out of ink. No worries, I've cut my finger. You can use my blood. just dip it in there.
I've got some pens. I've got some pencils. Tell you, would you like a biro? Would you like a fountain pen? Would you like a felt tip pen? Tell you what, I've got a quill. Like that.
There's a bird over there. I'll pluck him feathers.
And then yeah.
It reminds me actually of a character I thought of a while ago called Mr. Resourceful. Who always happened to have whatever people needed.
Yeah.
It's like if they needed a pen, he'd always have a pen, or even if they're out in the sailor, I've got no ketchup, and he pulls out a little sachet, and just at the start of the day, he just puts over the course of his life, he just stuffs stuff into his pocket, and then always happens to have, and then in the story, it'd be like he doesn't have his coat at the end, and he's like, oh no, what am I going to do? Yeah. But back to your idea, Mr. Helpful.
I like that. I just want to say about your idea, Mr. Resourceful. A very similar idea, but it reminded me of like the old point and click games, like the broken sword games. You just find something, randomly. You don't know if you need it, but you'll pick it up anyway. So I've thought about just doing that in real life. Just anything you find, pick it up. Yeah,
I mean, I like having stuff in my pockets. I just put loads of random stuff, because when I'm out and I'm bored, and I just what's in my pocket and play with it.
Oh wow, I've got a gun. Jesus.
In the middle of a police investigation. Let me just get a tissue. Ooh, a
gun. Talking about, point and click games. In these games you can combine items. And that I actually had to do that once. I was in Brantano when I was working and I just started shopping. And something had gone under the stairs that I needed. So I don't know if you've seen in some shoes, they have this little plastic thing. It's sort of shaped like an L almost, or a 7. No. It's like a long thing, and then it sort of points like that. It's to keep the shoe, keep the length of the shoe. I got one of them, and I got something else with it, and I sort of tied them together like a rubber band. I was able to reach it. I was so proud of myself.
Proper MacGyver.
Yeah. There's no one around to see it as well. Yes. Keeping this.
So is not Little Miss Helpful, Mr. Helpful.
Yes.
He's not like a superhero or anything.
No,
he's just
he's just a man.
A guy you meet.
Yeah. You know when you always ask for directions and you always ask the wrong person. Why did I ask this guy? You ask someone what time it is, and there's a funny story about this watch actually. They start a whole conversation. I remember one time I was being taken to the hospital, and I was being wheeled up to A&E by my mum, and this woman walked round the corner, and we sort of made a jump because it was quite dark. And then she started a conversation with us. Now's not a good time. People like that who don't really, they don't really get the hint.
I remember once when I was working at the custard factory and I was going into town, and a woman asked me directions, and I told her where to go, and I think I was going into town to the Bullring, and she was going Moore Street, which was just around the corner, and I told her where to go, and she walked off, and I thought, I should have just said I'm going that way, I'll go with you and show it there. But I didn't, and I saw her walk off and then walk off in the wrong direction. And I felt really bad because she's probably going to get a train. I thought, I should have gone with her.
Yeah.
But...
Don't worry, dear. I'll come with you. I'll show you where to get the train.
Not an old woman, just
Oh no, I thought that was you talking to her. No. Just follow me.
Well, no, but it's, being helpful. No.
There was a time someone asked me for directions to, let's say, Mel Square, and I said, sorry, I don't know. And I was in Mel Square at the time. I could have said, it's here.
As they walk off, you turn around, here it is.
That's where it got. I had to look around and see a sign, like a street sign, and said, oh, crap. I just told them I don't know where it is.
They come back a minute later, you don't know where it is, do you?
But that's my character.
I like it.
Mr. Helpful.
I like it. It'd be funny. I can kind of imagine like Mr. Bean type. Where he like inadvertently makes things a lot worse.
Yeah, like he, rather than doing what a normal person would do, he ends up driving his car on the roof, sitting in an armchair.
Yeah. I like it.
Oh,
I'd like to. Would it be a TV show or?
I think it'd probably be like a recurring sketch of some sort,
Yeah,
or perhaps a storybook of pictures, children. I don't know.
I'd like to. Well, if it was a sketch show, I'd watch it. If it was a book, I'd read it.
Oh.
If it was a breakfast cereal, I'd eat it.
Hey, if it was a person, I'd stay clear.
Yeah.
Thank you. Well, what about you, Ben? What idea do you have for us this week?
Well, I was tasked with coming up with a character, and that's what I've done.
Oh, I'm glad to hear it.
And it's actually one we came up with, I think, between episodes. So, you kind of helped come up with it. So I'm going to credit you ahead of saying it.
Oh, thank you, Ben.
But it's the White Van Lawyer. So it's a white van man,
Oh, yeah.
but he's a lawyer. And he's not a bad lawyer. He's actually really good at his job. But he's just like, he dresses in like jeans and a shirt.
We're like paint splatters.
Yeah, and like turns up late and say, "Oh, sorry, he was on a job," isn't it? And then like, "All right, my lad. Don't worry, I'll be round to do your kitchen next week, son."
Don't worry, mate. It's an open and shut case.
Yeah.
You can't possibly lose.
Yeah, so he's like that sort of not cockney, like
Sort of like Jack the Lad.
yeah,
kinda,
East End, like
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And he like turns up to the court in his van.
And
Comes in.
defends people.
Yeah. And his name, which I'm quite pleased with, I came up with last night, and it was one of those, you know, where you just think of something and then you just smile and go, "That's pretty."
I can sleep happy now.
Yeah, his name is Arthur Day.
Ah!
Yeah, half a day, mate. In that living room, half a day. So,
Oh, man.
yeah.
What's it? Parking fine? Half a day, mate. Easy. Probably don't need a lawyer for a parking fine, but still.
Yeah.
A parking fine? Where's my solicitor?
And like in a divorce case, he'd be like, "Listen, this slag, she'd been cheating on my
client?
my client."
Supposed to be defending her. Or this wanker.
Yeah. So he'd like use language like that as well.
Yeah. I like it. I like Arthur Day. The white van lawyer. I can imagine that as like a show on Dave or something.
Yeah. Well, that could be that recurring sketch.
Yeah.
Sitcom.
Yeah, the same show as Mr. Helpful.
Because I think that's the thing, once you've seen it, like one episode,
Yeah.
it's all going to be the same.
Yeah. Every episode is, he turns up late to court. I like it. I like Arthur Day.
Yeah.
The white van lawyer.
Maybe like when they come into court and he's like painting the walls. Yeah, nearly finished, son.
Petting the judge's box.
How do you define the defendant? Guilty!
Very good. I like Arthur Day.
Yeah,
That's a good character.
thank you.
I can picture him now. He's a little fat guy with his widow's peak and his covered in paint.
What is a widow's peak?
It's like sort of what. If I had less hair, I'd have one where it's sort of like a little bit at the front and goes back like that. That's sort of a widow's peak. Yeah, there you go.
Who would play him?
Oh, what's the guy with the big teeth? He's on 8 out of 10 Cats.
Rob Beckett.
Yes. He's got a sort of cheeky chappy sort of thing, hasn't he?
I think probably someone a bit rougher than that. So between him and Danny Dyer.
I wouldn't want to get between him and Danny Dyer, thanks.
Someone around that level, I think. Like Mickey Flanagan.
Yeah, actually, yeah, perfect.
All right, Governor.
Perfect. I can see it. Yeah, absolutely, Mickey Flanagan. I love it. If you're listening, Mickey, we're on first name terms, apparently, then, give us a call.
Who would play Mr. Helpful?
Oh, that's a good question.
What does he look like?
I don't know. God. Who's the guy who hosts Hypothetical?
There's two, isn't there? James Acaster and Josh Widdicombe.
James Acaster, that's the one.
Yeah.
I think him.
He'd be... I can imagine him doing that.
Yeah. That's the sort of guy I'm picturing the character.
Yeah, because he'd do it straight as well. He'd think he was
yeah, exactly. Or Joe Wilkinson.
Yeah, I don't think you'd stop and ask him for help. Directions.
You wonder if he was dressed as a street cleaner.
Yeah.
My dad always asked street cleaners for directions because they knew the streets.
Ah,
It's a little tip.
that's a good point.
Yeah, I don't know if they do now. People don't know where anything is anymore.
No.
Taxi drivers have sat-navs.
God, they're terrible.
What's the world coming to? And they still get lost.
Yeah, even with the sat-nav, they still ask me which way to go. And it's like, not as if, it's like, do you want to go this route or the other? We came out of, like, my house, and, like, if you turn left, you head towards Sutton, and you turn right, you head towards town. And I was going to work in Sutton, and he said, which, do you want to go left or right? Well, left, because if you go right, you'll be going in the opposite direction.
Good. But anyway, those are our characters.
Yes.
Little rant at the end as well there.
Mr. Helpful and White Van Lawyer, Arthur Day.
Arthur Day. Let us know what you think.
Yes. And which
you would like to befriend.
Yes. So, although I'm not sure you'd befriend someone you ask for directions.
Could be the start of a beautiful relationship, you don't know.
So once I've been there, do you want to meet up for a drink or something?
It might work. You don't know until you try.
Yeah, that would be a weird way to, like, flirt with, like, ask someone out.
Yeah. So, Mum, Dad, how did you two meet? Well, he asked me for directions and just asked me out.
Yeah. Oh, if you ask directions to a restaurant and then saying you want to come with me. So anyway, those are our...
Those are indeed our hachabarada.
So anyway, those are our...
So anyway, those are our ideas.
So anyway, those are our ideas for this week.
Our big ideas.
Yeah, big ideas. Well, all of our, because we've done all of them.
Oh, yeah.
So let's see what we're going to come up with next week. We've got the hats.
Ooh,
Give it a little shuffle.
That is the hat.
And shuffle them. So Mike, do you want to choose?
I do want to choose. Let's see. It is a sketch.
Ooh, a sketch.
Ooh.
Lovely.
We've had only one sketch on the
Yes.
show. We haven't had
One with the dogs, wasn't it?
Yeah, the dog one. But we haven't had a sketch for our big idea.
No.
So we both have to think of something now.
Yes, and it's a lower budget than a film. So that'll be good for us. So look forward to those next episode. And that's the end of this episode.
Yeah.
So thank you for listening.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And thought you were talking to me, sorry.
And if you want even more Ben and Mike content, then go to benandmike.co.uk, or you can follow us on Instagram at Ben and Mike Idea.
We also are available to hire. Children's birthdays, weddings. I don't mean children's weddings, I just mean weddings in general.
Not to perform, just to make up the numbers.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. Anything, bar mitzvahs, funerals.
Yeah.
Yeah, a couple of people backed out of the Christmas meal.
Yeah, we're just quite lonely, really. We need to get out.
You can even hire us just to come around your house and sit and keep you company.
And listen to this podcast.
Yes.
So we'll see you later on in your living room.
That's not creepy at all.
But for now, thanks for listening and goodbye.
Goodbye.
The Had an Idea podcast was created by Ben Coleman and Michael Mason. The title music was Panama Hat by Audio Nautics. Thanks for listening.